Push P. Yeah, push P. Turn me up. Turn me up, P. Corners in the paddock, gave my piece. Push P. Cop new hammers for my P. We don't want.
I couldn't even watch that whole video. Apparently, the video that was released wasn't the entire video. Officer Tatum posted the entire. Oh, see. Like I said, the little bit I did see, the little bit I did see, like I said, I had to turn that shit off. I couldn't even stomach watching the rest of it. All right, man. So let's see what we. Okay, yeah. Let's yeah, we can pull this up. Because looks like I'm already looking at it. I already got it up on the screen.
William just going to make a few remarks before we go to Q&A. And keep this family in prayer because, as his mother and father both said, they knew he could have been the next hashtag. It could have been a different result had he not kept his demeanor.
First of all, I want to thank God for bringing everybody here together, and thank y'all for supporting. That day, I just really wanted to know, why I was getting pulled over and why I needed to step out the car when I knew I didn't do nothing wrong. I was really just scared. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, and that's enough, William.
Yeah.
Justice for William McNeil. Justice for William McNeil. Justice for William McNeil. Justice for William McNeil.
Now, I just seen a video that Pinball just posted in the Discord. And I mean, I won't play the whole thing because it's pretty lengthy too. Yeah, because that video right there, shit, that was over 40 minutes long. This one is about 30. So I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but proof William McNeil Jr. punched by officers was justified. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see what they say about this. Oh man. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at this video.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle!
Why is it that he waited 6 months or so to even talk about this and he posted on social media, never made a formal complaint? Why is it? I know, you know, this is why y'all trust me, because I know what the F I'm talking about. This is the new Shady Bunch, so if you want it, get it. Donald Trump mentioned it, brand new, right off the press. My boy Brandon brought this in here. Get you one. It's available now, because I told them when they get the sample ready that we'll make it available. They gave me my sample. It is this shirt. But like I told you yesterday, I'm finna be on like Donkey Kong when it comes to this William Anthony McNeil shooting. You guys that watched me on the live yesterday, you remember me talking about this before the body-worn camera came out. And I want you to remember what I said. So therefore you can judge whether or not Brandon Tatum know what he's talking about or not. When I said that there was a lot more to the story, that when you have multiple police officers showing up to the scene, it's because something had transpired before the police officers got there. And the thing is that he turns the camera on conveniently XYZ. Right? But then he don't show the portion of what his involvement was when he first turned the camera on, because he's arguing with the police officers. Now we found out back and forth, and the police officer told him 7 times that you're under arrest to get out the car before they ever started the video. Why is it that he waited 6 months or so to even talk about this, and he posted on social media, never made a formal complaint. Why is it? I know, you know, this is why y'all trust me, because I know what the F I'm talking about. I've done the job long enough. Once you do 100, 200, 300 traffic stops or more, then you get the scenarios that could occur when they occur. But the purpose of this is for me to break down every element of the video. Now, we may start with his video. If we have the old video of his video, we'll start with this video. So
I'm actually not familiar with Officer Tatum, so this will be a very new experience to me, but I'm already pretty intrigued because he's speaking very strongly on this. And I mean, and I guess, and I, as many dash cam videos as we watch, and we see those types of things that happen. I mean, he's right. I mean, we don't know what happened before that moment right there that transpired. So I mean, and I didn't watch the full body cam that came out from the police. So like I said, just from what I saw from that, when that came out, that was just, I couldn't even watch it no more. So this will definitely be an interesting take. And I'm one of them ones, I'm not one-sided. I do like to see things, see points of views from every angle. So this will be interesting. All right, let's get back to it.
You can see the contextual perspective of what came out first. So I want to just recap this, and then we're gonna get into what the sheriff said, and we're gonna get into the body-worn camera footage, and then you will see the big picture of why this all makes sense. But so just so you know, they're starting this video after he has done so much and has been disrespectful and all this other stuff, and he cut the video, and I know why he did it. But this is what he put out on the internet, and this is what all the rest of the ignorance are going off of for all of their information. Roll the clip.
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all, and then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up? Huh? Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor? Huh? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Oh shit!
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here. I'm here.
But you're not getting out the car like it is.
What is your reason? Step out now. All right. Don't fight. Get on the ground. Stop fighting. Put your hands on your back.
Okay, now we've seen that part, right? And some people are like, he got punched in the face. Technically, he didn't punch him in the face. He did him like, he mushed him like this in the face.
Oh, that looked like
and I'll say this right off the top because I know a lot of people want to hear me make it.
I mean, it happened so fast. So, I mean, it looked like a punch because, like I said, he did like that and his body jerked. So, I'm like, it looked like a punch. But then again, it happened so fast. So, it didn't look like a mush or a slap. It looked like I said, but like I said, I only watched that little tidbit and I turned it off. So, it might be
delineation. What the police officer did wrong? No. I don't believe it's wrong. Was it illegal? No. Could he have gone without that palm strike to the face? Yes, he could have, I think, accomplished the same thing. But the officer's there in the heat of the moment, and he made the decision that he thought was necessary to execute an arrest. Sometimes when you do people like that, you get their attention, you let them know this ain't a game, we're not playing around, they begin to cooperate and things begin to go the way you want them to go. An officer has the discretion to use a reasonable amount of force that they think is necessary to gain compliance and get a person detained. The officer believed that was the reasonable thing to do. That's why he did it. But let's go to the body-worn camera footage. Now we'll go to the sheriff first. Here's what the sheriff had to say about it.
JSO became aware that cell phone camera footage purportedly of this arrest was circulating on social media. At my direction, the agency immediately began both a criminal and administrative review of the officer's actions. These administrative reviews are ongoing, but the state attorney's office has determined that none of the involved officers violated criminal law. As you'll see in short order, the body-worn camera footage does not capture Officer Bauer's response to resistance when McNeil was seated in the driver's seat. As I explained, although the state attorney's office has deemed it not criminal, the response to resistance is now subject of a pending administrative review to determine if Bauer's conduct violated JSO policy. The law requires that a person comply with a police officer's commands during a traffic stop. This is extremely important. There are not options. If you disagree, take care of it someplace else, but not on the side of the road. No one enjoys being the subject of a traffic stop, and there are times in which citizens dispute circumstances of their stops, but the law is clear. A person must comply with an officer's commands, even if that person disagrees with that officer's reason for the stop. Within 21 seconds of his civil stop or civil traffic infractions, driving without illuminated headlights during the rain or failure to wear a seatbelt, McNeil refused to provide stopping officers with his driver's license and registration. 14 seconds later, he locked his car door and refused to exit the vehicle, despite being told many times that he was under arrest. Moreover, McNeil was warned 7 times that he needed to open the door and exit because he was under arrest for resisting an officer without violence, or police would be forced to break his car window. Soon after McNeil was outside his car, officers found a large, unsheathed serrated knife on the driver's side floorboard.
All right, so that's a little synopsis of what the chief said. He went on before this to talk about the investigatory process, how many traffic stops they've made in the city, how many turned violent, and really the track record of his department and how he's hold officers accountable. And this rarely ever happens, right? People with common sense don't do this when somebody pull you over because the light is out. Now you're going to find out here in a minute why he did all this over a simple traffic stop. Let's play the body-worn camera. And this is what you all have been waiting for. And be ready to pause when I need it, because I'm going to go through this body-worn camera and explain to you from a police officer's perspective. Now, this is a little ahead of the body-worn camera, so I'm going to get you up to speed. He was pulled over here. The officer gets out of the car. The door is shut when the officer begins to walk up to the vehicle, just like a normal traffic stop. You roll the window down and you converse. But right here, you see the door is ajar. He's going to pop the door open, which raises the suspicion of the law enforcement officer who's making this traffic stop, because it's not normal for somebody to open a door like this. Now, there's a reason why he opened the door, because he claimed his window didn't work, but the officer did not know this. Roll the clip.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. 2 things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight.
3,
I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
It's only 35. I'm proper driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
Nah. Bro, what they make these people? He said, why did you pull me over? The officer said, because you didn't have your headlights on in inclement weather. Now you can see the droplets of rain on his door, the droplets of rain on his windshield and his passenger side window. Why are you arguing with these officers that you didn't have your headlights on in inclement weather and arguing that it's not raining? It's rain on your car. And he says, no. He said, the officer says, this is why I pull you over. No, it's not. You don't have to. No, it's not. Well, sir, okay. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you why I pulled you over. You have your driver's license? No, I'm not giving you your driver's license registration. Where do you think this is going to go next? You think the officer going to say, you know what, man? I know you don't want to get pulled over, and you don't deserve it because you're a black man. So how about you not produce anything to me? And everybody else on the road has to abide by traffic laws except for you. So how about you just shut your door, continue to drive unsafely in inclement weather with no lights on, with no driver's license, and I'm not going to verify who you are. I'm not going to check your driver's license status. You could be a mass murderer. I'm not going to check any of those things. I'm going to let you go. So take your car and drive away. Have a good day. That's not what's going to happen. Have you not watched videos before? Roll the clip.
Step out of the vehicle.
Step out of the vehicle.
25 seconds. For 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it.
Oh, your supervisor.
Yep.
Unit
25 seconds. If anybody responding, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please.
So like I told you in the other video, if you guys remember, I had made clear mention that there must have been something that necessitated all these cops to respond. And what is he saying? The guy's locked himself in the car. He's being non-compliant, which is a threat, ladies and gentlemen. Officers have been killed, I don't know how many times, in scenarios just like this. Your officer's presence and worry and concern heightens like this when they pull you over because your lights are not on, and you do all this. You are so non-compliant and all of this stuff with a simple traffic stop. What do you have to hide? We're gonna find out.
It's no, and it's not, I mean, it's no different from any. I mean, how many dash cam videos have we watched on here, on this channel, on Theo's channel, and all that? And I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. But I still. But even in those dash cam videos that we've seen, it never went to this extreme. It never went to that extreme that they took it. So I'm still kind of on the fence. Like, was it justified for them to do what they did? I'm not really seeing that. But at the same time, dude should have just complied, gave him his license. So then all of that wouldn't have been necessary. I mean, police pull people over all the time for no damn reason. I got pulled over once because the tint on my windows was too dark. But I'm like, it came from the dealership like this. And I got it from the dealership. It's mighty funny how I've been driving this car for a whole year before y'all pulled me over for the tint on my back window being too dark. I'm like, what for? So I'm like, you gonna get pulled over for some bullshit, but that still doesn't mean that you don't comply. To ask for your license, your registration, give it to him. That's all he had to do, and it wouldn't have even gotten this far. But what they did to him, I mean, was that justified? I can't really call that. I'm still like, no, but I haven't seen this whole thing yet. So what y'all think on it? What y'all think? Let me know.
What he had to hide here in a minute. Roll the clip.
Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too.
Stop. So this is when he actually starts the camera, right? I want y'all to pay attention to this. This is when he actually started the camera. Remember, we were saying, I was like, well, where did he start the camera? Because you normally see a person do this and they back off the camera and you know they started it. He edited the camera because the officer said, I'm recording too. So he's watching him, set his phone up and hit record. And the officer said, I'm recording too. So this is when he started. Now I want you to pay attention to when he started, then when he was talking to the officer on the other side of the car. And this is the gap that's missing in the video he released to the public because he's disingenuous. Roll the clip.
I've already told you. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be.
Let's stop off right here. You see the cop step back here. It's a tactical advantage from a police officer. You have a combative person that's irrational, that's doing all this, lock the door, roll up the window. You can't really see in the car as well. And so you step back here because you have a tactical advantage. In case this guy jump out with a gun or do anything like that, he has to look at you this way. He has to try to see you through a rearview mirror and out this way. You're not right here. He has to then turn around and engage with you. And this is why officers do this and step back. This shows that the officer is concerned at his behavior. Now, all of that, when I said none of this is on the camera, all of him explaining to him, you're under arrest, get out the car. I told you why you get out the car, you're under arrest, it's going to get worse. All of this guy edited out of his video that he put to the public. Roll the clip.
Your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay.
All of this was edited out of his video. This too.
So here's your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
Okay, pause it. This is where he started the video.
They did warn.
This is where he started his video. It's him looking back and talking to the responding officer. So if you don't get out the car, we're going to break your window. You need to get out of the car, we're going to break your window. You're under arrest 7 times. He said you're under arrest, or whatever the case may be. He at least warned him 7 times. He explicitly told him why he was being pulled over. He told him that he's under arrest. He told him to get out of the car. He warned him that he would break the window out. All of these things are in the body-worn camera. And Benjamin Crump and his attorneys came out and said that they did not warn him. I saw an article yesterday and I wanted to call them and cuss them out for being so stupid about the way they wrote it. They said that he was never warned to get out of the car. He was never warned that his window would be broken out. That they just sporadically did this to him because they're lying. Roll the clip.
No, he's under arrest. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Time out. I was wrong. I think this is where he started. He didn't get none of that on the camera too. Open the door. You're under arrest for resisting. He didn't get none of that on his camera. It's when he started talking to the other officers when he actually started it up. So I could be wrong. This all wasn't on there either. Now that I hear the back and forth roll it.
Put the window down. If I try to talk to 2574. Hey, I'm about to break the window.
All right, pause it. This is when you see the officer get ready to break the window. Now look at this. You got the officer that showed up in the front. You got, and this is sheriffs. That mean they're not municipal police. They are out in the wilderness. So it takes forever to get back up. If this was municipal police, they had back up in 2 seconds. But now you got officers flying code 3 from all over the county to try to get here to respond to this officer. And now you have the guy on the other side. You have this officer and you have 2 cars of officers pulling up now. And this is when he decided that he wanted to kind of put the video out there when the officer began to break the window. Roll the clip.
I'm about to break the window. All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Here.
1033 at 1521 hours.
What is your reason? No, don't fucking give him the crack.
Put your hands behind your back. Resist. Hands behind your back. What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was going.
You do racist. You see them black 2 officers? I want you to hear what they say when they finally pick him up. I want you to hear what the black officers say. And you tell me if this is a racial encounter or not. The black officers know he's stupid. Roll the clip.
Talk now, man. Ain't no talking.
What's going, bro? What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
No, bro. Yeah, lawful reason, bro.
You don't have a lawful reason.
You gonna throw my phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man.
Bro. Yeah. And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all.
You just gotta see your camera.
So your partner didn't even ask.
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes, it is. So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
Marijuana in his right pocket. So let me just break down his charges, and then I think we got the second body worn camera. Get that ready. So he didn't have his lights on in inclement weather, which that means when it's overcast and it's raining in that state, you have to have your headlights on because it's a danger, because it's almost like driving in the dark. So you don't have headlights on in inclement weather. An officer would typically pull you over and say, just turn your headlights on, man, you're tripping. But then you do all that. He was driving on a suspended driver's license. He had no seatbelt on. He had weed on his person. He had weed on him. That's why he was being like that.
But my thing is this, and then that's the thing that I gotta get on the dude about. You knew you had weed on you. You knew that if you got out and if you did not comply, you knew all of that would have happened. They would have fought you. You knew you had weed on you. So I mean, I'm gonna assume that weed is not legal in Jacksonville, but if you knew that, it was like, why wouldn't you just do that? Why wouldn't you just do what they asked you to do in the first place and just give them your license? Your license, okay, your license suspended. Your license is suspended and all that. All you would have got was your little ticket, and then you could have been on your merry little way, and they wouldn't have even known that you even had no weed on you. But you did all this, but all the other stuff and trying to fight with them. I'm like, you knew this was gonna. I feel like you knew this was gonna happen, and I'm thinking maybe and like I said, and I could be wrong, but it kind of feel like that he brought this on purpose to try to fight this or whatever. But I'm like, you got too many things working against you already with their cameras against your cameras. So it's just like, I still say that what those cops did, they should not have taken it that far, but it would not have even had to go that far if he just did the shit that they asked him to do in the first place. Quit trying to fight with the police. You are not going to win. Whether or not you are right in the situation or wrong, you will not win. Only way that you're going to win is if they unalive you and they have proof and there's body cam footage that they unalived you, and you might get justice for that. Otherwise, just stop. Just do what the hell they asked you to do. And quit making it difficult. You making it harder on yourself and bringing on more bullshit than it needs to be. Like I said, I'm on the fence. Like I said, I'm still on the fence about it. They shouldn't have did what they did, but he shouldn't have did what he did also. And right now I'm just gonna leave it at that. But let's keep going.
It wasn't because he didn't understand the law. He was trying to divert and make such a big deal out of it as if they would let him go, because they didn't want them to know he's driving on suspended driver's license, which means he don't have a driver's license. That's why he didn't produce one. And that he didn't have no seatbelt on, inclement weather, and then also he had weed on him. Come on, buddy. Let's pull up the camera. Roll it. This is from the backup officer.
Sir, can you please ask him, what did I do wrong?
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now. You need to comply.
I am complying.
Hey, unlock the car. I'm gonna push it up.
So none of this is on the camera. You didn't start recording yet, just so y'all know. See, this puts it in perspective too. He clearly didn't have none of this on there. The guy saying you're under arrest resisting.
You are under arrest for resisting.
He didn't have this on his camera because he's going to talk to the officer that we see body camera now. Is when he started his video.
Can you unlock the door and step out?
Can you talk to me though?
I will. Can you step out?
Because you don't even know the whole situation.
You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply.
And I'm required to actually.
So, yes. Correct. Huh? Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess talked to you?
When he pulled me over,
yeah.
Open my door because my window don't work.
Oh, yeah. Come out. That's what he started right here is when he started. So all of that other conversation that these officers are saying to him, you have a duty to comply, all of this stuff. He made sure he edited the video so none of this incriminating stuff is on here, and he put it out to the public, and Benjamin Crumpton behind him on this. Play it.
And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like,
okay.
There's multiple people here. Like,
Okay, that's still a legitimate reason to pull somebody over.
There's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have.
Look at this rain on the car. There's no rain. Well, did you take your car through the car wash, bro? Like in court?
There's rain on the car.
This is never fly for him. Look at the rain drops on his car because it stopped raining. It's still raining. It's muggy. It's cloudy outside. It's rain on your car. Roll it.
Have headlights on. Huh? Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will. Huh? All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hand.
Here. 33 at 15:21 hours.
I'm here. What's your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. Don't Stop back! Behind your back! I'm resisting! Behind your back! What's wrong with you?
2574 with 1033 one in custody.
Stop!
No, man. Ain't no talking.
You really don't.
You're under arrest.
No, you really don't.
Yes, bro.
I
Yes.
have a lawful reason, bro. You gonna throw the ball like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off you, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation.
That's not how it works.
Too late. It ain't no too late.
When they asked you to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that.
So your partner didn't even act. Your
Marijuana
partner
in the right
didn't.
pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, but I didn't do
Oh,
nothing
no
wrong.
resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, that officer's sick of this stuff, man. He's sick of these people. So, hope that it answered questions. Now, let me just explain this. It wasn't on the. You don't see him punch the guy on the body worn camera anywhere, and this is why. This is where the controversy starts, because there's no punching on the body worn camera. So there's no evidence that he was ever punched, and I think that's why the controversy wasn't a thing until his video emerged, and you see him getting punched on his video. You see him getting mushed like this in the face in the car, and then you see him take one to the chin on the before they took him down to the ground. All of that, none of that is illegal. I don't care what people think. Use of force is predicated upon what an officer deems is reasonable, not what you deem is reasonable. Because you are sitting on your couch, or you watching the TV in your car. I mean, you're watching the phone in your car, whatever you're doing. You're not physically there dealing with the emotional stress of the situation in its totality. And that kid was so disingenuous that he literally cut majority of the incriminating content from his video when he put it out to the public. The guy told him numerous times why he was pulled over, numerous times that he was under arrest to get out the car. Even the one he was talking to told him, you have to comply, get out the car. That is a legitimate stop. And then he turns the video on that short part when he said a couple things and the officer knocked the window out. So just for everybody that was wondering, is this illegal or not? It is what it is, man. They do this every time. I would support the brother if he hadn't cut the video and lied. Then I'd be like, yeah, you legitimately believe you were done wrong. Let me evaluate it. But when you're cutting the video and working with Benjamin Crump, you just want to pay out. And unfortunately, the way our society is, they will pay him out, even though the cops did nothing wrong. And they're probably not going to be disciplined whatsoever. And then you saw in the video, at first, there was a knife in the car. Now, I don't think the knife matters much from the officer's perspective, because the officers didn't seem to notice the knife when all this was going on. But when you look back on it, you say, what could he have possibly been thinking about doing? Play the clip a little bit so we can see the knife and where it was located. See, so, pause it. Well, you can't see it. Play it.
What sticks?
From you. Yeah, see that knife?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest concerns.
Hey, you see what's right there? Right there on the
See, pause it. Y'all see that? You see this? You see the handle on the knife? It's right there on the floor. A big old knife. That knife is probably about 12 inches. Now think about this for a minute. And this is why officers need to act expeditiously, and they need to show a level of I'm not effing around. Because why does he have a knife like that on the floorboard? Why? Was if you gave him enough time, was he planning on stabbing one of these officers with that knife? He has it there right on the floorboard. Nobody's driving with a big old knife under your feet. Well, he looked like he got water bottles and everything on his feet. He gonna die in that car just off of can't push the brakes. Knife go under the pedal. He can't push the brakes. I don't know if they moved some of this stuff, got knocked down there or not, but the knife was there. And what was he going to do with the knife? This is why cops always have to be vigilant. They always have to take this stuff serious. You can't be playing with people, because maybe, just maybe, in his mind, he thought, I'm going to stab one of these dudes. But then when that other guy came and he wasn't playing and he about business, he thought about it. Oh, shoot, I don't know if I'm really about that life. You get a weak officer out there that's kind of, sir, please, sir, and he like, I'm going to stab this guy and run away. Versus somebody that's like, I'll kill you in this mother. That's how I used to be. I didn't cuss, but I used to be on their head, boy. I wanted them to know I'm not playing. If you wanted to play, you should have played before I got here. Because when I show up, it's on. I'm going home to my family. I'm going home to ride my bike the next day. I want to live a full life. I don't care about your life when it's against mine. If you wanted to play, then play before I get here. Now that daddy's home, I'm laying down the law. I told you to get out the car once. I asked you. I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to make you. And if I have to punch you in your face for you to comply to what I'm telling you to do, you're going to get punched in the face. If a body blow is good enough, then you'll get a body blow. It depends on what I think will work for you. And you don't want none of that smoke? I don't want it either. I'm a Christian man. I would love to give you a warning and tell you to go about your ways. Make sure you turn your lights on. Maybe you're unfamiliar with the law, and this is a safety hazard. But when you want to play games, you're going to win stupid prizes. I just want you to know that. And so for all you thuggish, ruggish bones out there that think y'all want to be hip and you listen to these street lawyers that's telling you stuff that ain't even real, when the officer pull you over, just listen to what he asks you to do. 9 times out of 10, if you're reasonable, they don't want to waste their time writing out a ticket. A lot of times cops, we used to have electronic, I'm going to say this and I'm moving on. We went from paper tickets that you write out to electronic print ticket. Now the print tickets are way easier. We just put your driver's license in there, it auto-populates, boom, they can print that in seconds. Back when cops had to write, and some of these counties, they still write tickets. They got to write your name, date of birth, address, citation number, reasonable suspicion, whatever. They got to write this and write that, and they got 3 copies that they got to flip over and give you 1 copy and explain it. Man, unless you're doing something crazy, they don't want to do all that. And sometimes cops like, I want to be chilling on the weekend. I don't want to have to go to court for you on the weekend. On the flip side of that, now we got the printers to print it out. We used to get overtime for going. So please make my day. I will give you a ticket because I'm finna go to court and I get a 3-hour minimum. So you mess with one person, you better be on your P's and Q's because they may want to give you a ticket. If you're a motor officer, listen, if you get put over by a DUI officer or a motor officer, this is what they do. They only give tickets, and they're going to give you as many tickets as they can so that they can be at court all day and make $50,000 more on their salary. So you don't break the law. You won't have to worry about it.
I still don't think that warranted a punch or a head mush or whatever you call it. That was a punch. I don't think it should have gone that far. Was the boy wrong? Yeah, I believe he was wrong. I believe he was, but they didn't have to do what they did. Excuse me. After watching that, yeah, I'm not. This is really gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. To see if after that, after that came out, if they're gonna continue to try to make a case out of this and try to probably take this to trial. I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen, because that's that's crazy. That's crazy for real. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Smell the roses, Raquel. How you doing, darling? That's a damn lie. If they want to get some money, the ticket is how they pay, because that money goes to the state. Who pays the police estate? Yeah, I mean, like you know, the thing here, they must have been trying to reach a quota that day or something like that. But like I said, you would have got a ticket. You could have just got your tickets, because you would have had several. And Tavar said that weed is legal in Florida. I mean, up to a certain amount. I don't know how much amount that he had, but I still believe if he had just did what they asked, it would not have been as bad as it eventually turned out to be. Like I said, but it's just going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. It's going to be very interesting to see. So, you disagree? What do you disagree on? I'm just, like I said, it's just that whole, the whole ordeal just could have been handled differently all the way around. On the boys' end and on their end. Everything just could have been handled differently, I think. But do they have a case? I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I really don't. Thank you. Red used to be my color. That used to be my color back in the day. So I figured, I go back to my red. Yeah, so I'm just okay. So do you know about that with William? What's his name? William McNeil Jr. I guess what is he, about 22-year-old guy that got pulled over by the police. Now the camera footage that came out over the last few days is showing his camera. The guy's camera is showing his camera where the police broke through his window to make him get out the car, and they punched him in the face. Well, they hit him in the face. I don't know if it was a punch or a mush, but they hit him in the face. And then they dragged him out the car and proceeded to, I guess, beat him. But that's from his camera. So now the police body cam done came out, and that's what we were just watching. We were just watching the police body cam, and it showed pretty much the whole thing, not just the part where the guy played, where it just seemed like they just broke in his car, broke the window in his car, and just punched him and dragged him out. There was a whole thing that happened before all of that even transpired, and they pulled him over. Because he didn't have his headlights on. Yeah, it was in the daytime, but it was raining. It's inclement weather, and I'm assuming in Florida, when you have inclement weather, you have to have your lights on. I'm sure it's like that. I'm sure it's like that in more other places. But that was the main reason that he got pulled over, was because he didn't have his headlights on. But then dude got combative and, was trying to argue with the police. They asked him to step out the car. He didn't step out the car. He closed the door and he locked it. and was like, I want to speak to your supervisor. Now he could have just said, hey, I don't feel safe, I don't feel comfortable, I'm just gonna wait here till a supervisor get here. But like I said, he was just it was argumentative. He, like I said, the stuff that we see on all these dash cam videos that we see from everybody, I mean, he pretty much did just that. And it was, I mean, and he was in there for a minute before the other police came and showed up. And all the other police came because, like I said, he was combative. He wasn't complying. He didn't give them their license. He didn't ask for his license. He didn't give them the license, even though it was suspended, but still give him the license if he got it. All of that could have been, like I said, all he had to do was comply and give him what they asked for, took your little ticket, and been on your merry little way. Like I said, all of that just could have been, all of that could have been done differently. The cops definitely should have, I believe it shouldn't have gone that far, but they did warn him. They warned him. They was like, get out the car, or we going break the window. They said it several times, and he still didn't budge. He was talking to, I guess, the supervising officer. And the supervisor officer was even telling him why he was getting arrested and why he would need to get out the car, and he still wouldn't do it. So that's when they broke the window. I mean, I don't know what else the boy was about. What else the boy was? Just get out the car. Just get out the car. I mean, it could have been worse. We could be having rest in peace t-shirts for him right about now. Like I said, all he had to do was get out the car. That's all. All he had to do was get out the car. And it wouldn't have even gone, and I don't think it would have even gone that far. Yes, that was him. The police have a warrant to force him out the car. Well, Junior should not have been driving without his license. And like I said, didn't have a warrant. Like I said, asking him to get out the car that early, and I'm like, damn, you just pulled me over. But like I said, he was already he was already arguing with him. He was asking, like, why am I getting arrested? Why am I getting pulled over? They told him why he pulled over, but then you still want to argue. I really just got to see how the rest of that plays out. Just how this is gonna end. I'm thinking in my gut, I don't think it's gonna end in that boy's favor. I don't think so, but I don't know, man. I agree. I agree. They told you get pulled over. They told you why to pull you over. I remember I got pulled over for, oh God, this was years ago. I got pulled over for something silly. It was because I was driving in the passing lane. But this was like at nighttime, so there weren't any other cars in the passing lane. So I got pulled over for that. I didn't get a ticket. I got a warning, and I'm sitting up here thinking, like, I mean, of course I can't argue. I mean, I want to argue because I'm like, I never heard of getting pulled over for riding in the passing lane and you're not passing any cars. I didn't realize that was a law, but it was, and I got pulled over for it because I found out later, but I got pulled over for it. But I didn't argue with them and like, well, that ain't what that. I know my rights. I know the law. No, I ain't do all that. I'm not gonna do all that. Just gave them what they wanted and took my warning because I didn't get a ticket. I mean, I could have been argumentative and they could have gave me a ticket, but they didn't. But I'm like, it could have just been simple as that. It could have been simple. They could have literally just gave him maybe one ticket or maybe let him go with a warning and just say, hey, just turn your lights on and go. But all that went out the window when he wanted to be argumentative and combative. What you think was gonna happen, man? What you think was gonna happen?